Good morning guys, this is Van again and welcome to our new adventure. Today's adventure, pupuntahan natin ay isa sa mga tourist destination dito sa Bangkok, Thailand. An increasing of tourists visiting Bangkok each year have proven that Bangkok is always a popular city for tourists. For major tourist attractions in Bangkok, most of them are historical sites or religious sites such as temple. There is a beautiful architecture, wall painting, and also important in the history. There are also other interesting places such as palaces, museum, parks, as well as a various shopping center in Bangkok. Alam niyo ba na ang Grand Palace ay makikita lamang within the heart of the city of Bangkok? Ang palasyong ito is a former royal residence in Bangkok that was consecrated in 1782. Today, it's only used on the ceremonial occasions, but it's remained the city's biggest tourist attractions and a pilgrimage destination of devout Buddhists. As part of the greater complex that also encompasses the hallowed Wat Prakel, known as the Temple of the Emerald Buddha. The 94.5 hectare grounds encompass more than 100 buildings that represent 200 years of royal history and architectural experimentation. Most of the architecture, royal or sacred, is classified as Old Bangkok style. Visitors are allowed to survey the palace, grounds, and 4 of the remaining palace buildings, which is interesting for the royal bombast. Give yourself between 2 or 3 hours to explore the site completely, or an hour longer if you take a guided tour. The largest palace building open to the public is a triple wing, the Grand Palace Hall, completed in 1882 following a plan by a Singapore-based British architect, John Clunish. The exterior shows a peculiar blend of Italian Renaissance and traditional Thai architecture. It is a style often referred to as Westerner wearing a Thai classical dancer's headdress. It is believed the original plan called for the palace to be topped with a dome, but Rama V was persuaded to go for a Thai-style roof instead. That decision has been interpreted as subversive thumbing of the nose of a foreign colonialist in Asia that time. Many believe the king was literally showing Thai dominance over European culture by crowing his western inside palace hall with a Thai-style roof. According to the history, the Grand Palace complex was established in 1782 after King Rama I ascended to the throne. It is believed that he moved the royal court from the Thonburi on the west bank of Chopra River to Bangkok on the east for protection. The river would then act as a moat for the northern, southern, and western perimeters, whilst eastern edge of the city, a muddy delta at that time, would be difficult for the attackers to cross without being seen or hampered. The Grand Palace was also where Rama VIII was mysteriously killed in 1946. He was found dead in his bed with a gunshot wound to his head. In April 1981, the deputy commander of the Thai army used the palace as his headquarters for an attempt coup against the prime minister. The coup was unsuccessful. In October 2017, the Grand Palace complex and adjacent Salam Luang served as a setting for the funeral of King Ramanaiah, possibly one of the most ornate funerals in the modern history. The ceremony took a year to plan, so the construction of a nearby 50-meter-high gilded pyre cost a total of $90 million and was attended by 10,000s of mourners dressed in black. The current king, Rama X, has his coronation held in the large Amarendra Hall in 2019. Following the ceremony, the king carried on the Butantong royal palanquin from the hall's throne room to the Wat Prakel. Among the most attractive and beautiful things to see in the Grand Palace are the murals on the walls surrounding the Emerald Buddha temple. The mural painting depicts the history of Ramakien, the Thai version of Indian epic Ramayana. The Wat Prakel, the temple of the Emerald Buddha, is surrounded by walls. On the walls are colorful paintings depicting the Ramakien, the classic story about the battle of good versus evil. Over 2 kilometers of murals. The murals are painted on 178 panels. These were first painted in 1783, when the temple of the Emerald Buddha was built by King Rama I. The king adopted and partly wrote the Ramakien story. Since then, the paintings have been extensively restored 4 times. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope that you liked our short adventure. And please don't forget to continue watching for the part 2 of this adventure, the Grand Palace. This is Van again for Iona Vlogs.